All right, for those of you who don't know,
I hate that. Sorry.
this is Cameron Tolman. Let's give him a round of applause. He's a veteran landscaper, lawnmower, and gardener, turned salesman and entrepreneur. Did many years in tech sales and realized that everybody was pitching up, selling the features, the benefits, all these things, rather than actually discovering true pain points for the customers and helping them. Cameron will be walking you through how to pitch down today.
Nice. That was good. That was unrehearsed and very good. So thank you. That was plenty. That was humble enough. I don't like applause. Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Moving on. So, no, I love doing this. This is my favorite thing to do in my career, is to talk about these principles and fundamentals and just this methodology that I've been crafting for the last probably 9 years. So I'll just give a quick background. This is not about me. This is about you, but I just want to help you guys understand where I come from and why maybe you should pay attention for more than a minute or two. So as Josh mentioned, I owned a landscaping business down in Texas. I despised the moments where I thought I had to sell. I was so proud to not have the title or use. I avoided it in every possible way. Sales. How many of you have done summer sales or knocked doors? Okay. How proud of you how proud are you of that summer and walking up to a door with a clipboard and the polo and the hat on and knowing you're heated, like before you even knock? You still do it. Okay, so you're a lifer. Anybody else really proud of it?
Proud of doing it.
Proud of doing it. Why?
Over it.
Proud of getting through it, getting over it. Why?
It's like a really good foundation. I've had learned so much.
Yeah.
So we did in school.
Yeah. It's a fantastic opportunity, one that I didn't take. I was recruited just like many of you. I lived in Provo for the 21 to 25 years age span of my life. And I got recruited and I said, no, I'm not in sales. I hate sales. I hate salespeople. That's not me. I'm going to go be a tech. So I worked for an alarm company and I was like, I'll just be a tech. But I am way too busy and way too bored sitting around until 4 o'clock when you guys actually start making sales to just hang out in North Carolina and Indianapolis and wait for you to make some sales. So I was walking through the office one day and I heard the sales team at like 10 in the morning getting ready to go out, and they were running a tournament, and they had a bracket up on a whiteboard like this, and there were PlayStations and trips and dinner and vacation all the way down at the middle, and there was an empty spot on the bracket, and I walked through and I was like, those prizes look cool. And I'm kind of bored most days till 4 o'clock when it really picks up and I get my first install. So I stopped and I said, hey, is that really an empty spot? Can I try? So the sales manager was like, yeah, of course you can go knock doors. So I got put onto the bracket. And I had no sales training. I wasn't part of the sales meetings. This is halfway through the summer. I hadn't sold an account ever, obviously. I was just installing. And I won round 1. And I beat one of the sales guys. And I won round 2. And I beat another sales guy. And I lost in round 3. I didn't make it to the end. But what I unlocked in that little competition was what is the foundation of what we're going to talk about today. I so despised salespeople that I did everything opposite of them that I could possibly do. And that was my secret sauce. Because most salespeople are undertrained or not trained or sleazy, slimy, manipulative, coercive, pushy, and play by all the stereotypes that we see at our doorstep or at the used car lot or at the mall kiosk that most of us really don't like. And I, as such a despiser of the industry and the people and the practice, said, I'm just going to do everything opposite of that. So I don't have that stereotype. I don't play into it, and I don't have the connotation that most salespeople have. A couple years later, this got further reinforced and then really started to codify what I'm doing and what I'll share with you today. But I worked at Podium for about 5.5 years. I went in there with an MBA and 2 kids at the age of 32 as an SDR. So like BDR, cold calling, humble moment for me. And I said, you know what? Like, I've always despised sales. Let me just start from the bottom and work my way up the ladder. And it went very well. I got promoted to account executive. This is the most bragging I'll do, but there were about 160-ish sales reps there. I was the number 2 rep there for about 1.5 years. I averaged like 120% to quota. And again, at one point in my time there, we took this personality test called the DISC. You guys have maybe heard of DISC? You guys familiar? Anybody know DISC? DISC, there's a bunch on here, but I'm just going to highlight this top left is dominant, the D. This is a personality type of what types of professionals inside of a business. Corbin? Maybe. What role is a D inside of a company? Management, sure. C-suite, yeah. Founders are often up here. Leaders, management. But sales is often up here. Okay, so you take this test. There's 1,600 people at the company when I'm there. And you get your personality profile. And then they hold this huge company meeting. And everybody's on it. And they start filtering and saying, like, let's see where the engineers are. And the engineers are pretty much isolated down in here. And the operations and human resources teams are all up in here. And then they unlock the sales filter. And it's pretty much here and a few here. And then there's one over here. And there's one over here. Where am I? This one. This is the customer success, customer support, that team. And when they unlock them, they're all here. This is the empathy, the listening, and the supportive. This is a totally different profile than everybody else on that sales team. And this was an unlock moment for me where I said, wait a second. The number 1 guy and the number 2 guy at this 160-person sales team are on the opposite side of the rest of the sales team. And so he did beat me, but I'm proud to take second place down here. And then there's 158 of them up here in this space of acting like everybody else in sales that pushes and persuades and manipulates and coerces people to do something. Somebody look up DISC. I can't remember each of the influential. Thank you. Influential, steady, and compliant. So you can see why the engineers are here, right? Steady. This is like, what are the other subtitles underneath? Sensitive. That's a favorite word of a male, you know?
Yeah.
Sincere.
Like inspirational, interactive, interesting, impulsive, irritating.
Ooh.
The last
Just
two are
kidding.
the bad ones. I think it says it.
No, it's all good.
They're separated, so it's like impulsive, irritating, and then on steady, slow, and sensitive.
Yeah. No, that's all good though. This is all helpful.
And
What's that?
this is just like a random thing. So it's
Yeah. No, it's all relevant. So this was just an unlock moment, and I'm gonna get to the meat of this here, but I just want you to understand you don't have to be the personality that you think sales is to be great at it. And I've actually, because of this, turned my entire life mission and my career to teaching everybody who's not in sales how sales works, because I get it. I get it. And most of us look at the guy and gal who knock on our door, and it's no offense to anybody who does it or still does it or did it or loves it. I have no problem with it. My career is in sales. I make a living off of sales. I just have a different perspective on it that I know relates and resonates with the other 98% of the world who doesn't like this stereotype. But guess what? Every one of you in here is a salesperson. And I don't care if your title is HR or operations, or you're the head engineer, or you're the videographer. If you have connection or communication with any other human being, you are in sales. I was talking to a friend who's an architect about this yesterday, and she's like, I mean, what you're writing and what you're doing is not relevant to me, though. I'm like, well, why? She's like, because I just like sit at my computer and I do the blueprints for this school that I'm designing as an architect. I'm like, okay, and let's challenge her together. How is she in sales? Somebody else got the contract signed, brought the project on, and now she's literally behind a computer screen every day designing. So help me out. How is she actually in sales right now?
Like those plans approved, so she has to sell her design.
She's got to sell her design, and every single wall she puts in and every single adjustment to any of those plans needs to be run by her customer who's already signed a contract and paid the business, and the guy who makes commission has already made his commission. So we think that the person who gets the contract signed and gets the commission is the salesperson, and we're, oh, that's somebody else. I'm not in sales. I'm not in sales. I'm not in sales. But she's very much in sales because she's keeping the relationship going. She's making micro sales every single day that she makes an adjustment to the plan. But guess what? This is a customer that will probably come back and need something at some point. And if she's left the right experience, the right reputation, but given them the right experience, they're going to come back to that firm because of that experience she gave. Right. So I am of the belief that everybody's in sales, and I've branded myself as the non-sales sales coach. Non-sales for two reasons. One, none of you, well, few of you have the title. And two, I'm as far from the stereotype as you can get. Just about. So let's play this out. I'm going to give you guys some meat and hopefully give you something to really take away here today that you can go and implement as soon as this ends. So let's start with an example or two of the last thing something has been sold or attempted to be sold to one of you. So think through your email inbox this morning, your physical mailbox, your Instagram reels or your TikTok reels, or a pop-up on a website. What's the last thing that somebody tried to sell you? Yes.
Someone wanted to know if iHub wants socks for all of their founders.
Okay, socks for the founders.
Thank you.
Okay, how did this pitch come to you? Email?
Mhm.
What was the pitch? What was like, what did it say in general?
Okay. Team socks? Question mark. Thinking about refreshing team gifting for 2026. We're creating fully branded socks for Netflix, P4, and Discovery TV. And they're always a hit with the staff. Happy to send a free sample here.
Okay, so a couple things happened here. Did you guys hear her? Oops. Okay. So email comes in. Remind me your name.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Santa. Okay. Email comes in. Say, Santa, we refresh team gifting. It's going to be a hit with your staff, your team, your people. And guess what? We work with National Geographic. What was it? A bunch of big names.
Peace Corps, Netflix,
Netflix,
Discovery.
Discovery Channel. Hey Santa, do you think about what socks your founders are wearing often? No, it's not like top of mind when you walk into the building.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Wouldn't say so. Okay. Does gifting them all stuff? Is that a comment?
That comes up on
That comes up. Okay.
I thought about a jersey.
A jersey. Okay, cool. So had they sent jersey, it'd be like no brainer. You hit me at the right time. Good moment. Okay. Okay, we're gonna leave this here. Are you what's the plan? Not to spoil it for everybody, but
But like, as far as my response to it,
yeah, what'd you do here?
I didn't respond.
Oh,
But if you would like me to respond, please come get in contact.
so no response. You just gonna ghost them? Why?
We are. I just don't know if I need socks yet, but I did read the email. So they got me to read the email. So if I ever
'Kay.
do need socks,
In the future, okay, that's an interesting thing we're gonna talk about. If I ever need socks. Okay. Don't know who they are, and I don't need socks. So irrelevant pitch. They probably send how many thousands of those emails a day? With AI? Woo, baby. Thousands probably a day, right? And they're just playing the masses. And the guys who knocked doors that didn't go do it again probably had to knock like 80 doors to get one sale. And that's why you're not doing that anymore. This guy, our friend, what's your name? Walker?
Yeah.
Walker probably knocks like 8 doors and gets a sale. And he's like, this is freaking money. So, yeah, is that about right?
Yeah, all right. It's good.
How'd you do?
3 sales and I was knocking. No, I got 4 sales and I knocked about 45 minutes. So.
Let's go. Good work. Good for you. Cool. Okay, one more sales approach that's come at you guys. Yes. HubSpot subscription. That was pitched to you. You were researching. Yeah.
I was searching on CRM that we could use where I can automate the entire system from cold email to outreach after that to the whole sales funnel into one platform.
Okay. Why are you looking for that?
I was looking for that so I don't have to do multiple tasks and can automate this stuff.
Okay. What was your name? Sorry?
Eric,
Eric? How do you spell that?
ERTK.
Oh, Eric. Sorry. Okay, so Eric was searching for HubSpot because you need automated tasks all in one system. Cohesion. That's all. We got it. Okay.
Outreach, whatever.
Outreach. Yeah. Okay. We're going to draw a quick graph. Really simple. We're going to draw actually 2 graphs here. Just keep this in mind. No response because I don't know them. Didn't need anything. And maybe down the road if I ever need socks. Okay, so we're going to put a header on both of these graphs for the category of life that these pitches are trying to fit into. This is a bit of a thought I need you to just simmer on. You guys probably have, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 graphs running in your head at all times without knowing it, not even thinking about it. You have graphs around the shoelaces on your Vans because at some point they just stop staying tied, or they get frayed, or you don't tie them, they break, and then there's a graph in your head for the shoelaces on your Vans. And right now, like, tell me the score. If I were to say 0 to 100, 0, 100, my shoelaces, what's the score on your shoelaces right now? How are they doing? Oh, they're Velcro. Okay, so 100. I'm glad I chose that. I couldn't see them. 100. There's a company out there making shoelaces, and they hate that you have Velcro right now. Because, what do you have? Slip-ons. You are not a buyer, okay? You have zero need for shoelaces, okay? But I use this as a dumb example, but this is a graph that you are constantly evaluating every single thing in your life. Your glasses, are they foggy? Are they transitions? You hate that you have to switch to sunglasses when you go outside, and then you got to have prescription. Now you have like 8 pairs of sunglasses, and this, and that. Like, your hair tie in the back of your hair like gets stretched out at some point. Like, there's a graph running in your head of like, how many more of those little black hair ties do I have? And they're all over my house.
It's actually kind of crazy because but it's true. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it is just finding a better, or creating a better product, or finding a better product that will do more of your needs. So like,
Sure.
I feel like, for example, with this elastic, it's like made out of a material that works so much better
Sure.
than like a traditional one.
Okay.
So it's true.
Okay.
It does, for me, the value of this is way higher than normal.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Bring that one back up here in a second. What category did this company try to pitch into with this email? What category in her life are they trying to hit? What's at the top of this chart? Is it socks? Team spirit, relationship with your employees or your customers, maybe? Is that it? Team spirit, probably to a different audience. She's kind of a unique buyer. They probably don't know that about her, but yeah. Okay, so this would be like customer / team, what? Satisfaction, recognition, appreciation, experience. We'll just put that for all of those words. All right, right here on the bottom is a timeline, and on the left is a score. How do you personally feel when you open that email, pre-opening that email? How do you feel things are going here at iHub to show this team that they're loved, appreciated, supported, cared for, valuable, excited, engaged? 0 to 100.
Like 0 to 100 score.
Pre-opening this email, like 1 second before that email hits your inbox or you see it. 55. Okay. How long have you worked here?
4 months, 5 months.
Has it ever been above that? Has it been worse than that?
I would say it's kind of steadily, well, with the meetings out, it's like kind of steady out.
Steadying out. Okay. So over the last 4 months, it's been kind of hovering in this space. There's a threshold that you don't think about either. There's a threshold where you say acceptable, unacceptable. And this is a little bit of a pressure with your customers here. What is that threshold? What is the line of acceptance on the 0 to 100 scale of them feeling appreciated, loved, cared for, nurtured, valuable?
I would say I feel like we could do better, so I'd say we're unacceptable.
Okay, so you're unacceptable, and we're just gonna, for the sake of protecting you, we're just gonna call it right there, whatever number that is. So there's a position here underneath this green line, which is the line of acceptability. Acceptable. Is that an A or an I? A. It's an A. Looks better with an A. There is a line on every one of these charts of shoelaces and hair ties and glasses and team appreciation, that we're either above, on, or below at all times. Okay? Eric, what's the category of your chart? What's at the top of this chart? Oh, what's the title on it? Just CRM, workflows, systems, workflows? Okay. There's a chart in every one of your lives, businesses, brains constantly running on, is my workflow system set up to a state that I find acceptable or not, from a 0 to 100. What's acceptable to you as a founder? What's an acceptable score that you can either be on or above that you say, that's good enough? 80? And you started searching online for HubSpot because you were where in your workflow status?
Excel spreadsheets to track of all the calls and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I would say. Like I was 40.
A 40.
I was doing a lot of work.
Lots of manual. Manual work, inefficient work, probably disorganized work on a spreadsheet. Yeah, waste of time. Both of our buyers are aware, according to the acceptable line. Beneath. And when we're beneath an acceptable state, what do? We look for solutions. That's why we get online and start searching for HubSpot. She's already confessed, if you think this is an answer to this gap, come and talk to me, because I'm willing to go get you guys socks, because I care about this and I acknowledge and accept and recognize that this is not acceptable down here. Both ideal targets for this type of messaging, because you're beneath the line of acceptance. Now, some of you sell swim pacing technology. Let's just use Luma Lanes. Anybody here from Luma Lanes? Okay, swim pacing technology. So that got my attention because I'm training for an Ironman right now, and so I swim a lot. But I'm not world-class swimmer. I just go to the American Fork Rec Center and I just swim lanes until I'm freaking tired, and then I'm like, that's good enough. And so I've got, sorry, I'm gonna get messy here and I might start to get emotional. I won't cry, but I might get, we'll see. No, I won't cry. Okay, on my swimming, I did Ironman Maryland last October, and it was full of jellyfish, and I got stung like 30 times. And so this next one's in California, and there's no jellyfish there, and so I'm in this camp of like, if I can swim 2.5 miles through jellyfish, I'm probably at like a 95 today. And so like, I don't really care about anything else when it comes to swimming. I just have to like get through that and then get on the bike and then go run. So I don't really care. And so if these guys pitched me swim pacing technology, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine, because I think I'm at a 95. But what's different about me and these guys who started Luma Lanes? What's different about me and them? They might have had a lower score, but what do they know about swimming that I don't? It's not just about what?
Jellyfish.
It's not just about jellyfish. They probably know something about form that I don't. They know something about pacing that I don't. They know something about equipment and gear that I don't. They know something about like training modules and training schedules and streamlining and the caps and the goggles and they started a company on something that owns like 0.00001% of my life. It's their life. They are passionate, they're deep, and they're knowledgeable about it. So my 95 is ignorant 95 as soon as those guys start talking about what? Swimming. And what do they know if they came and watched me swim 2 laps at the American Fork Rec Center pool today? How many things would they find wrong with my form, my gear, my pace, my strength, my stretching? What would they find? They would find a lot. And guess what they have the ability to actually do to me and my 95? They can gaslight me. Hopefully not. But what else? But you're on the right track. They can lower my score. And my acceptable is probably like an 80. Like if this really hurts and this really sucks, not good. I bet you those guys that are professionals and have started a business about swimming could probably take me down to like the teens. They could today, in a couple minutes of conversation, help me realize, Cam, you get passed by 75 people in the swim that you then have to go pass on the bike and the run. You get mixed up in they call it the washing machine. There's like 1,200 people in the water all smacking each other, and you don't know where you are, and it gets cold, and the waves are choppy. Like they could rock my world and open my eyes to how terrible my swimming actually is. Because I don't think about it. I'm not an expert in it. It's just one of those things that's like 0.0001% of my life. And I just have to get through it and move on. And I just check the box and like, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. I have kids and I've got a house and I've got a car and I've got money and I've got friends and I've got hobbies and I've got a business. Like I have other things that are way more important than this. And so I give it such little priority and I just say, good enough. Until somebody at Lumelanes bumps into me and says, hey, I saw your Ironman shirt. You probably swim a lot. Tell me about your swimming. And I'm like, it's good. It's all 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 good. Sound like you at the door when our friend comes and says, hey, I have something for you. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I have Home Depot for the pest control. I have Ring for the security. I have Xfinity. I don't need Dish. I'm guessing you sell one of those 3, maybe. No. What do you sell?
I do exterior cleaning.
Exterior cleaning. I can go to Lowe's. And get the like hose attachment that sprays my whole house with soap, and then I just rinse it off, and it's great. Because that part of my life, exterior house cleaning, guys, I got 3 boys. Interior, if you were here to clean the inside of my house and put away all their toys, come on in. You have a job. But you're talking about something that's 0.00001% of my life, and it's not relevant because I think there's an easy solution. I'll just run to Home Depot, get a $20 bottle of that spray, and my house is clean. But guess what you know that I don't know? Probably a lot. That spray is not actually working. I don't know what. Okay.
It isn't going. We're just gonna ruin your house. You don't know what you're
Whoa. There were reactions.
When I spray your house, I don't use chemicals.
Ooh.
Pressure instead of chemicals.
Ooh, hold on. Okay, you're doing this. We're gonna actually role play this. This is fantastic. Okay, I want you to start picking up on what's happening here. Non-expert thinks he's doing fantastic. Has a threshold of acceptance somewhere in this range where I'm like, I don't want less than a B. Like getting down in the 70s starts to suck. 50s is terrible. And Lumelanes knows a lot about swimming. I don't. They could probably come in here and tell me that I'm in the teens. And I would immediately, from crossing this threshold, as soon as I get down into here, life gets a little uncomfortable. When I get down here, I start to Google search. And when I get down here, I go to the hospital. And guess what? They built a hospital. And you've built a hospital too. So, okay, so we're going to do exterior. What's the time? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Oh, we have till 11:30. Okay. Exterior home cleaning. Guys, 3 kids, cars, business, this. I coach my son's soccer team. He's on another soccer team. My other son's on another soccer team. My other son's on a flag football team. Graduation from junior high this week or next week. I've got 2 kids turning 8 and 12 in 2 weeks. I'm sorry, but you knocking on my door in May and saying what? What's your pitch? You come to my door and say,
I go, hey, everyone knows I'm doing a couple of your houses in the neighborhood. Give me 30 seconds, I'll run around the house real quick and I'll give you. Most of the time they say yes, perfect, sounds good. Run around the house, literally probably takes me a minute to count up the windows. Come back and knock on the door. I'm like, hey, it's gonna be $345. It's gonna be your extra clean at the house. And like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, well, hey, what if I need? Well, hey, $315. I'll add it on the tracks and the streets. I'll make sure like that's all your tracks, all the extra, make sure I clean your streets. Good. Then I'll make sure that there's no streets or anything. Most of the time, our kids, something let's do.
okay,
So
I'm going to double your sales number in this next few minutes. What did he do to me? What percent of my life is exterior home cleanliness in the month of May? It's 0.00001. Okay? How is that outside of my home right now? Who said that? You said dirty.
It's okay.
It's fine. It probably is. But in my camp of 0.00001 with everything else going on, is it dirty? I don't care. I have 2 birthday parties I'm planning. Like, I'm writing a book about this. Like, there's way too much going on. Irrelevant. Unless it's like $10, I'm like, sure. Do you take Venmo? Go away. Like, it's worth $10 to just leave me alone because I have so many other things going on, right? And 300 might be in that range too. But I'm gonna call it probably like a 96. Not because it's true, but just because A, I want you off my doorstep. I want my time back, and it's not relevant. And so fine has to be somewhere above. I mean, I do care. I am not that house in the neighborhood, and I don't want to be that house in the neighborhood. So I probably have a decently high threshold of like 85. And if my exterior, the exterior of my home drops beneath 85, I start to get embarrassed to pull up to it. I don't want to invite friends over. I don't want to host a party there. And I'm just like sorry to all the neighbors that we have the ugly yard or the ugly paint or the spider webs or whatever it is, right? So I'm at a 96. Let's just call it my 96. And Walker has come into this situation with a 4% gap to perfection. And he has pitched me, I'm with clear windows. The name of your business is a direction on that graph. What direction is clear windows? Up, down, or flat? Is clear trying to improve my life, make my life worse, or keep me the same? It's trying to improve my life. So you're going to come in today to my door and try to pitch me up just by saying my name's Walker, I'm with Clear Windows, I'm already like, oh, he's a sales guy. He's trying to make my windows more clear. And I'm immediately jumping to this graph saying my windows are clear enough.
Okay, and then
Hold on, I'm gonna go through the pitch you gave me. And I'm ready to listen, but we're working with a couple of your neighbors. Okay, the guy with pest control, alarms, and dish, and the patios, and the pergolas, and the driveway resurfacing all said, we're doing a couple homes in your neighborhood. Doesn't work anymore. I heard that from the last 10 guys that knocked my door, and that is irrelevant to me because I have my own score, and good for them. I know the Smiths down the street are the eyesore, so I hope you sold them because everybody hates their house because it's ugly. So good. I'm glad you helped the Smiths, but I'm not the Smiths, and I actually take pride in my house, and you're trying to, I don't know, make it cooler that like you helped my neighbors, so that makes me cool with them, but I'm already cooler than them because my house is cool. If you give me 30 seconds, I'll get you a quote. What does that do to my 96? Does it?
I mean, if you are worried that he's gonna take a half hour of your time, and he says
Okay.
it's gonna take 30 seconds, it's like, okay, I can do that.
So there's some speed there of like, oh, relief. He's not gonna be here for 30 minutes. But does it change anything for me? It could. It could create some curiosity around like, I don't know, is it gonna come back with $10 or $5,000? I don't know. The window guys ask for like 30, but if you move today, they'll do it for 15. Cut their price in half if you move fast. Doesn't make sense. Okay. I don't really know that this does any good for me. I think it actually just frustrates me because quote means what? What's on the other side of a quote? Money. And wait a second. I don't like spending money. And as a do-it-yourself state, particularly this county, Home Depot is the first thing that comes to mind when you're like, quote, it better be under $14 because I know that's what the window spray costs at Home Depot. Yeah.
So I'm funny you say that. One of the girls was in the house yesterday, and she goes, gave her a quote for her windows. She goes, I'll tell you what. If you come back and if you coat my driveway and seal it, I will let you wash my windows and do the seal on my driveway.
Nice.
So I was like,
interesting.
So she came to me and said, dude, you can seal it. I said, no. She's like, well, if you find out and figure out how to do it, I'll let you do your windows. And I'm like, oh,
interesting.
oh.
Interesting.
So I was like, hey, back into me.
Are you ChatGPTing how to surface the driveway right now? Oh,
so
sweet.
He's like, that's how you do it. I'm like, oh, it's actually not that.
Nice. Good for you.
So.
Okay. He, without me saying anything, already started to do what in this moment here? Add value. Why? He's starting to negotiate real early on. I'll tell you what, you move fast, so I don't have to work any harder. I'll throw in the tracks and the screens. I'll just throw it in there. Or what, like an extra $20 or something? Let me hook you up and do even more. What's that going to do to my score? The word says add. What direction does that go? Let me add in your tracks and screens too. And then, oh, and discounted. Ooh, what's discounting do to my score? Ooh, increased. Baby, he is the gold mine. This is, I struck gold. Oh, if you tell a neighbor. Okay, a $50 discount if you refer a friend. Making your life so good right now, Cam. Cam, I am making your life so good. And then the last thing, Our formula is organic, it's no streak, no chemicals, and it is not going to damage your house at all. It's not going to improve or decrease my score. Improve my score. But guess what? That is a lot of benefit for a 96. That sounds like a ladder to the roof when I'm just trying to reach like right here, which I can reach by myself. That's a big ass ladder. That's a big ass ladder for a 4% problem of something that occupies 0.0001 of my life. That's a lot of pitching, man. That's a lot of sales on somebody who's just opened his door and has a 7-year-old on his hip who can't find his shin guards. It's a lot of value. For what? It starts to already sound expensive because how much value you put on yourself and your company and your product and your service, I've already drawn in my head. And he's gonna come back in 30 seconds with like way beyond my budget because he pitched so much value against no problem. Now, value is necessary where on this graph? When the score's lower than what? Lower than the threshold. But almost every single salesperson comes across as manipulative, coercive, pushy, self-centered, self-focused, commission-breathed, because what do they talk about? Their solution and themselves and how awesome they are and how we're no streaks and we're organic and we will do this and we'll discount this and your neighbors love us and we're awesome and our name is clear. They talk about themselves. And who did they fail to actually think about, talk about, or get curious about? Me. Who's the person who actually cares about this? Me. So on this disc chart, can you read those words for me again? Bottom right.
The bottom right.
Yeah, what was in the S category?
Stable, supportive, sincere. Then it has two others where like a line. It says slow and sensitive. But
That's
another one
fine.
says calm, dependable, patient, cooperative.
Versus in the dominance category?
Direct, decisive, domineering, demanding, results focused, assertive, direct, and confident.
And I like a lot of those words.
Yeah.
Do you feel the difference between, well, let's say this. Where does this fit on this chart? I would say top left. I don't think there's any negative, I don't have any negative connotation to his pitch, besides the fact that it's not playing psychology. I don't think it's manipulative. I don't think it's coercive. I don't think it's pushy. It sounds actually quite helpful. The problem is my frame. My current state at the moment he knocks on that door does not align with what he's actually saying. Because he's doing what every single sales pitch does, including your email. What were the words that I erased from a bit ago? They're still kind of here. Hype your staff or something like that. Trusted. Is that a good thing? Yeah, that's going to be good for you. What else? He's doing the same thing that they did. We're working with Netflix and Discovery Channel, just like we're working with a couple of your neighbors. We're credible. We're legit. Everything's about better, 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 all day, every day, in every single sales pitch that comes at us. But most of the time, what comes at us is not relevant to where we are in the moment, and it's not a priority. When you're dealing with somebody who's not thinking about this, they have a false reality. I have a false reality about my swimming capabilities right now because I don't think about it. It's just do it, get it out of the way, and move on. Those guys need to come over here and talk to me and say, Cam, I'm going to watch your form. You suck at swimming. And I always get this reaction. There's a little bit of a like, that's kind of funny, but that sounds kind of harsh. But what did he say about 10, 15 minutes ago that got a reaction out of you guys about my house and my chemicals and my Home Depot solution? That's the word. You almost said the opposite of that. And this is where we all fail at this process. You almost said, mine is organic, which is talking about who? Him. And if he says mine is organic, it's just one more pitch like everybody else that's trying to make me see that you're the best, you're the coolest. What if you went the other direction and said, hey, Cam, I see a bunch of spider webs on your house. I was walking up there's a bunch of spiders and obviously like really dusty. I know we just went through spring and I saw the neighbor's maple tree that has just dropped it's dropped stuff all over your house. What does that do to my 96? Spiders, pollen, and dust. As an expert in one field, you can turn 0.00001 into maybe 10 really quickly by getting my attention about a problem that I didn't think about, I don't prioritize, I don't care about, but starts to hit my ego, starts to hit what I actually care about. Now, this does take some time, and people on the doors like this are trying to get through doors fast. I've run hundreds, if not thousands of demos for software companies I've worked for, and it's always this game of like, oh, you got to just like hurry through. And I take the approach and I teach, let's show some sincerity. Let's calm it down. Let's be patient. Let's show some support and show some stability here and actually put some time into this customer to accept, acknowledge, and agree. My reality isn't a 96. It's actually probably a 50. Because if you can take me there in 5 minutes, what am I going to do beneath this line? Am I going to ask for a ladder to this? Or am I going to ask for a ladder to the roof? I need a ladder to the roof because this ladder I can reach by myself. It's very small. This is a step stool. But down here, I need a much larger ladder. And what is a ladder that reaches this roof cost versus this step stool? A lot more. And what am I willing to pay for this big of a problem versus this big of a problem? A lot more. Do I need you to negotiate and drop price and add more services and devalue your entire business when I'm down here? I don't need you to discount anything. Because all of a sudden I start to think, wait, there's spiders and pollen and dust and blah, 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 blah problems. Wait, I have 2 birthday parties. I don't want to be this guy. That's that's all of a sudden embarrassing. My son, we're doing a bounce house in the backyard, and he's going to have like 15 friends over, and all of their parents are going to see my house like all nasty. Well, that actually hurts even more. And you probably, is Warren right? Or why did I say Warren? Walker. You could probably name 5 of these And instead of talking about yourself, walk me down into my reality. Shut up about yourself. Shut up. And every one of you should shut up. Lumalanes should not come over here and say, hey, Cam, we've got the coolest technology. We've paced you. We time you. We coach you. We make you awesome. Because guess what? In the swimming category, I'm here. And they could tell me all the facts, features, and benefits of their company and their service and their product and take me up from a 96 to 100. And I'll say, as long as it's like under 20 bucks, because I don't have budget for swimming technology because it's not a priority. But what if they said, hey, I saw your shirt. You swam 2.5 miles last October. How'd it go? Oh, there was freaking, that question? How'd it go? What's the truth of that swim? Ocean swim, jellyfish, stung 30 times across the lip, 90 minutes in the water, cold. What do they now know about me? You spent way too much time in that water. How'd those stings affect you on the bike ride? 7-hour bike ride. How'd that feel? How's it feel being in that washing machine with 1,200 other swimmers and you don't know where you're going? 3 questions. You take my score from this false 95 to reality 30. That fast. Asking me 3 really simple questions. Not talking about who? None of this. None of this pitch. I consult a lot of companies, and they always say, hey, we want a slide deck. We want a slide deck when you're done with my team. I want them to be able to present our software in a way, and like I want all the messaging about us, and I want like, can you work with our graphic design team and our marketing team, make sure the words and everything just like lines up and tells the right story? What do I say? Do I have anything on that screen? Hell no. I deliberately don't give my clients slide decks or presentations or verbiage because this is the last thing you should be talking about. And I'm sorry because you're a founder and you're building something really cool and I respect you, but nobody gives a shit about what you've built or what you're building or what you're creating until they've come down. And that's why my company is called Pitch Down. You are missing deals, you are missing opportunities, you're missing customers because you're talking about yourself when customers are in the wrong state of being. We get beneath a threshold when our tire pops. Do I need a salesperson on the side of the freeway on I-15 when my tire pops and I pull over to the shoulder? I need AAA, I need discount tire, I need a tow truck, I need my spare for a few minutes to get me to Big O Tires, Les Schwab, whatever it is. Those guys have planted seeds in your minds that when I get a flat tire, Big O. They have marketed to you with ladders and they've dished you ladders for your whole life. State Farm, Geico, Liberty Mutual, Progressive, Allstate, every football game, there's 2 hands like this behind every field goal net in the NCAA saying, we've got you. So that when your insurance company drops you, who's going to catch you? They've planted seeds in you because at some point they know that your insurance score is going to drop from just fine to I got dropped. And they've planted all of these ladders of fast claims, cheap rates, only pay for what you need, Bibberty. For some reason, that's cool. An emu. Guys with mustaches. Like, they have put things that are memorable in your head so that when you realize I'm beneath this threshold, you know where to go find that ladder. That is not your job. Marketing pitches ladders. Salespeople pitch problems. Okay? Your job is not to talk about yourself until you go searching for HubSpot and you say, hey, help, help, I have a problem. And then, yeah, I've got all the ladders. Which ladder would you like? Because you self-acknowledged a problem. The real job of a salesperson is to get somebody beyond this threshold. And you don't know what that threshold is until you start caring, thinking about, and listening to who? Your buyer. So my challenge to you is to pitch people down to reality. Ask them the questions that get them to walk down that staircase and say, man, I hate this. I should prioritize this. Man, this is a bigger deal than I thought. Man, sitting in that water really does cost me a lot. And it's worth, I don't even know what they do, but I'm going to go look them up. It's worth the time, attention, maybe money to invest, because that is a bigger problem than I realized. Your job is to pitch people down until they turn around and say, how can you fix this? I realize I'm down here and that's where I want to go. How big of a ladder do you have? Because I want the biggest one, safest one, coolest one, and I don't care what it costs because I want to get back up there. I'll share with you one last example. What's the time? Okay, can I take 3 more minutes? Okay. This is my favorite story. Because it's a non-salesperson who did this to me, and I've told this story probably 100 times, but in COVID, my family and I got an RV, and my wife had a Toyota Highlander. Can you guys envision a Toyota Highlander? What year? Oh, wow. I don't know, 2020. Okay. This is a decent-sized vehicle. It seats 7 people. It is not a truck, okay? An ignorant Cam has a bunch of COVID graphs running in his head in 2020. Graphs of summer boredom. I have a graph up here of like work from home. I have a graph up here of isolation and depression, probably. And I think that car has a tow hitch. KSL has a RV. Connect the two, go to Bear Lake, have a hell of a time. And so, you know, my whatever this all aggregates to score is down here, and then I go and buy this RV and take myself back up to this state of acceptable. And we go have a hell of a time up in Yellowstone, and we go to Bear Lake. And my kids, 3 boys, you can imagine, they break some stuff in the RV over this trip. And there's a Camping World in Draper, you guys might be familiar with, right off the freeway. So on the way back home from Bear Lake, who's driven up to Bear Lake? Talk to me about this. What's that? Through Logan. Through Logan. Talk to me about this drive down from Bear Lake. Terrible.
You got traffic for 2 hours.
Traffic for 2 hours.
5 minutes in a super
Windy canyon.
You get stuck behind a truck.
Okay, stuck behind a truck takes forever. Super windy. How much shoulder is there? Like 1.5 inches outside of that painted line. Very steep grade. Somebody should look that up. What's the grade coming down Logan Canyon? It's like very steep. Either way. No, just either way. It doesn't matter. I pull into Camping World for probably a $10 part, right? Because my kids kicked something and cracked the plastic. And so I pull into the parts department. Who walks out? Not the sales guy, he's up front. Who walks out of the parts department? a guy, yeah, like the service guys. And instead of talking about himself, what does he start to do? What does he ask me? I love your answer. You're in trouble. What does he ask me? Close, where are you coming from? And I say Bear Lake, and he says, those eyes, your eyes just said everything. How'd you get here? Pretty much. He goes, hey, where are you coming from? I just came down from Bear Lake. You pulled that RV behind this car down Bear Lake, that drive? Huh? What's happening to my score? Acceptable with kids, a dog, and a spouse is like 99.9. Right? We're talking safety of my kids and my family, and it's like I am on cloud 9, guys. Like Bear Lake is one of my favorite places in the world. I am high up here right now. And my threshold is very low, very, very close to perfection when it comes to safety. My kids. You what? That's a pretty easy question that I think any of us could ask if we actually cared about our customer and not ourselves. Where'd you come from? I see a problem. I'm an expert. I'm not. Sorry. Technician's expert. I'm not. I'm just a dad. He sees something through his expert lens that I don't know how to look at. I don't think about. I don't see. I don't care. Hold it. Made it here. Next question. Who's in your car? That's all he had to say. Wife, 3 kids, and my dog. Okay. You just pulled that RV. Do you have trailer brakes on that car? Really easy question. Trailer brakes? Question mark. What happens in this situation? We had 1 more minute of conversation, but you get the point. What do I turn around and do? Buy a truck? That was many years later, but I turn around and say, what's that? I did not sell the RV. I said, what do I need?
Yeah.
And what did he do? He walked me into the parts department and he said, here, you've got 3 options. I went in there for $10 like cover, plastic cover. I walked out with like $400 trailer brake converter that connects to an app on my phone so I can literally press the brakes on the trailer from my driver's seat. Because somebody, I won't say it, somebody cared. And I don't mean to be like overly dramatic, but the dude may have saved my life and my kids' lives. Because I would have kept ripping that thing up to Bear Lake on that behind that car. And I drove that thing a lot after that. And it was safe because that guy cared to actually ask me questions and get curious. And he stepped out of his desk at the service bay and said, I see a problem. He is ignorant. He has no idea what he's doing, and that's unsafe. And I'm going to do something about that. And that's why companies like this exist. But most of us get stuck behind our desk just saying like, hey, how can I help you? What's the part number again? Okay, yeah, it's on aisle 17. Go grab it, check out, and have a great rest of your day. But the guy looked outside of himself and wasn't commission breathed and wasn't coercive and wasn't manipulative. And he came out and just got curious and asked me a couple questions and said, hey, I hope you just pulled that from around the corner. No, I pulled it from Bear Lake, and he taught me something that I didn't know. And he got me to a reality state where I said, damn, I need a ladder. And I don't know how to fix this. You happen to be in the right spot at the right time that I just came to the realization that I shouldn't be pulling that RV behind that car. You seem to know what you're talking about. Do you have anything that could possibly help me with this problem that I just realized all by myself? You sure do, don't you? It happens to cost $370. And I all of a sudden have that in my budget, and I don't need you to discount it. and I don't need to wait, and I don't need to think about it, and I don't need to go to Amazon. Like, it is here and it can go in my car right now. Okay, show it to me. Let's get it done. And I did. Because he cared to actually think about me. He was supportive. He was sincere. He was patient. He didn't talk about himself or the solution. He got me to come to reality, and I asked for the solution. This is what sales is. Sales is not talking about yourself. Anybody can do this. A demonstration video can do this. A website can do this. My 7-year-old son can give his pitch on the doorstep. A door hanger can do this. A piece of mail can do this. You do not get paid big dollars to go and pitch your product. You get paid big dollars in sales to go and teach people their problems. Why do doctors make more money than most anybody else in this world? Because they can write a prescription? No. Because they can diagnose problems. They've been trained for 8 to 12 years in a building to diagnose your health and your health and your health and find all the problems wrong with you. And when you accept and say, wow, my cholesterol, wow, my blood pressure, wow, my whatever it might be, then I turn around and say, Doc, I don't like it. What do we do? Here. What's the hard part of that job? Asking the questions and figuring out what's actually going on. The doctors you hate, which ones are they?
My knee hurts. Oh, I'm so good at surgery. I just got this new style.
Your knee hurts?
So nice.
I have the solution. Have you taken any Vitakin? Let me write you a Vitakin, see if that does it. Have fun. We hate those doctors because they don't care. Oh, you can mute it. Thanks. They don't listen. They talk about themselves. These are the doctors we like. The ones that actually sit down. Hey, why do you want to be healthy? What does that mean to you? Tell me about your family. What are your goals? How's that feel? And through just asking a couple questions where I'm just genuinely curious and I'm sincere and I care about you, you're going to start to play out this whole story of like, man, I really want to be able to play with my grandkids. And that emotion starts to build and that score starts to drop and the ladder starts to get bigger and the price tag starts to get bigger. And guess what? There's really no conflict at that point. When we reach this point where I don't accept this and I don't want to continue on this path of 30, 40%, you're going to turn to me and ask what question? What do I do about it? Sale is over. Is there a contract signed? No, I don't care about contracts. She's emotionally in a state of ready to buy. That's as good as a contract. Famous last words.
I feel like, can I say something really
Please.
I feel like too, with that example and your last example, but like for example, your break situation, I feel like you obviously now trust that guy and are like, he was so caring, and that company now benefited from that, and that one worker, not sales, but worker, right?
Yep.
And then also, I think now your graph is like you're back up, you climb the ladder, you're back up at your, good threshold.
Yeah.
But in the future, your whole graph is moving down.
Sure.
So now, in the future, when you have more trailer problems, which you might not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're
I'm
gonna
destined
probably
to.
think of that, though. But like,
Of course I will.
that ladder, like you went up, but it's still your threshold of
Sure.
lower.
That's fair. Yeah, I've been educated to a state that I see things differently, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Good point. Yeah, I'm a lifetime customer of theirs because that one guy cared, right? He did things differently. I could have gone to the RV center right next door and gotten a totally different experience, and who knows? So yeah, I'm going to stop here, but I hope you've gotten something from this. This is about pitching people down to reality, not pitching your product up. You become part of the noise if you talk about yourself and how awesome you are and how cool your tech is and how awesome your company is and how passionate you and your founder are and how smooth and slick your services are and how inexpensive they are compared to blank and how big the ROI is. I could go on and on and on. And you guys could too. You can fill in every single blank for everybody that knocks on your door and everybody that stops you at a mall kiosk and every guy at a car dealership lot. You know exactly what they're going to say. What none of them are doing is what we actually behave around. We care to be heard, empathized with, understood, cared for. And just remember, like, the best sales reps live over here. Because this is where people actually feel heard and understood. And if you actually are sincere enough and patient enough to think about and talk about the other person, they're going to come to reality. Your job is just to guide them to that reality through sincere questions and actual curiosity. So my message to you is to pitch down, don't pitch up. Next time you take a call or try to sell somebody your service or product, I want you to listen back to that recording. Just think back on how did I pitch them? What did I do? It is natural for us to just talk up, benefit, 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 without knowing where they are. Make sure you have people down before you pitch them up. Okay. My only ask, I would love, if this has been beneficial for you, if you could go on LinkedIn and just put hashtag pitch down and tag me, Cameron Tolman, and just do a quick post of if this was any way beneficial to you. It would be immensely helpful for me. That's all I've got. Any questions? Anything else?
I have a place that I hate because I went there to buy a car.
Yeah.
And the guys were talking about what they had, and tried to say me the car that I didn't want.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the name. I hate Mazda. They are horrible sales.
I will go see. I will go let them know.
Yeah.
They'll be my next client. Just kidding.
Even people told me the car. When I went there,
The experience can ruin it.
yeah.
It very much can. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
So I'd love to know what,
Mhm.
like, for context, a transaction security platform for West African industries.
Oh boy.
Right?
Hold
So,
on. Okay. Give me.
Tell me-
Okay.
Tell me about what percent of your body is flaking, right? How often they pay the return costs. Okay. Gotcha. How many of them their payments default? Gotcha. Like I can push them down.
Mhm.
And then once that's all said and done, typically they don't sit there and be like, so how can you fix it? They'll kind of just wait there. So how can I transition at that point? Do I just kind of be like, okay, I see that they're down. Now I'm going to.
They're going to give you a signal that they're down. I'm doing another one of these later this year. My book is going to be published by then. So there'll be more on this. They need to, so here's your threshold. They need to come down to this state and be painted a picture of what this is going to look like over time. So if they have, yeah. Yeah, so you've got to start finding some unique questions around, not unique, but you need to open their eyes to more reality. If they're just sitting there like, yeah, that's just kind of the status quo, or this is acceptable, or this is fine. What does that tell you about their score? That's fine. It's not, you're not far enough down. If you give me if you prick my finger, I'll get a Band-Aid. If you cut my finger, we'll debate urgent care. If you take this finger off, I'm going to the emergency room. So what I would challenge you to look at is, you think you've pitched them down. You don't get to decide if you've pitched them down. They do. Their behavior, their reaction, their response, their urgency tells you how far down they are and if you've crossed this threshold. We don't talk about this threshold in our sales calls. This is something you have to measure based on body language, tone, emotion, squirminess, discomfort. When they come down beneath this, though, they will start to ask those questions. So I challenge, you think you've pitched them down, but say they're here mentally, you may have only pitched them down this far, and this is their threshold. Keep going. Shut up about yourself. I don't care what you've built. It's not pertinent to me. That's an expensive hospital bill from up here back up for a finger prick. Take the finger off, get me to the ER. But you can do this by, well, you need to ask questions about, like, what is this costing you? What is this problem costing you long term? People start to get pretty squirmish in their business when they start realizing they're losing money. They're inefficient, they're wasting time, they're losing manpower, whatever it might be. So I would say, if they haven't asked, keep going. This is the hardest part of this process, is to just sit and let them dictate when they're ready. Because when it gets quiet, we like to fill blank space with more of our words, like, I'll discount it, hoping that makes it hurt more. Yes?
So, let's say, for example, in the case of one of my company software.
Yeah, speak up just a little bit.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm a little bit deeper with my voice.
No, I'm
So,
jealous. I just can't hear you.
Of my company, for example, it's a university, so they can help students.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem, the people that have to pay are the students,
Uh-huh.
not the university. So how do you talk to the university so they can care about the pain of the students if they do not care about the pain of the students?
Why does the university not care about their students' pain?
It depends. I've been to schools where they're just doing the job, they get the salary, whatever, but they don't really care deeply about the outcome of those students who's coming to the job market. If they get a job after 5 years, I don't care, whatever. If they have an opportunity after this, I don't care, whatever. We're still a university, we're not.
Is that true?
I have a situation like that. They're not telling you that, but you're not feeling.
What do you know that they're not thinking about?
What I know that they're not thinking about is what employers are thinking about the students when they're coming out of college. They're not ready for a job. They lack skills. They're not prepared enough.
Okay.
Although they went to the school.
Do you solve the skill problem or the matching with jobs problem, or what?
I'm solving the problem.
Okay.
Telling the students to know, oh, this is what I need to have.
Okay.
So I can be.
So why does the university care that their students get jobs?
Yeah, they care about that because that will help with their reputation for the school.
And why do they care about the reputation for their school?
They will care about that because they will bring them more businesses.
Okay. And why do they want more business?
More money.
Okay. So do they not care about the outcome of their students?
They do. It's like a department. We sell our services to the career. We talk with the career director.
Yep.
Who is under direction of another person and then go to the president.
Yep. Yeah, I've worked in higher ed, so I understand that dynamic, and it is a very challenging sales process. But what your job is exactly this. is to help them understand this problem is costing me future enrollments. It's costing me a reputation. It's costing me a brand. It's costing me federal dollars, private dollars, whatever it might be. That is your job. You care for the student. You're helping the student get fantastic outcomes through the medium of the school. It's a challenging sale because you're selling through a mediary buyer for the outcome of their customer. I understand that challenge, but your job as founder and salesman and everything in this business is to help the economic buyer understand how bad this problem is and what impact it's having. If you can't find that and you don't know that, you don't have a business. I know you have it. You just shared it. Your job now and the real challenge of sales is not to talk about your students are going to be better. Your students are going to love it. Your students are going to get jobs faster. It's to turn that upside down, because all that pitches, it's somebody in the career department thinking, yeah, we have relationships with ExxonMobil and Dell and Google and Facebook and Meta or whatever. And we're awesome and we're awesome and we're awesome. And you're trying to say, hey, I'm going to help you get better, get better, get better, get your students better jobs. What they need to hear is what? Your students aren't getting jobs. You guys are losing money. You are losing brand. You are losing reputation. You can be cut off from federal tax dollars if you don't employ people, blah, 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 blah. There's so many complexities there. But your job is to not talk about the students. Your buyer right now, economic buyer, needs to understand the risks, the pain points, the frustrations, the things that are coming. Now, higher ed works in a snail's pace. That's one of the challenges you are facing, I'm sure. So these pain points aren't always vivid today. And so you have to do a bit of that like future pain selling, which I don't love. It's challenging. We can talk more.
What's your framework around the environments that these conversations happen? For example, discovery calls, free audits, live workshops. Like,
Yes.
Does that question make sense?
Everything I do all day. Only. Internal meetings, sales calls, discovery calls, workshops, all day. This is all you should do. This is all your marketing team should do. This is what your website should look like. It should help people identify that this problem. I was going to write this. I use this acronym AAA. Oops, A's acknowledge, accept, and agree. I have to acknowledge, one, this problem exists in this world. So I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, right? Somebody needs, if they're going to come to me, they need to get me to acknowledge this is a legitimate problem in the coaching space. Coaches suck at running their business. Yeah, true. We do. Except that I personally, as a coach, suck at running a business, and agree that I need to do something about it. So your entire world should be revolving around this. And when I've checked these 3 boxes, I'm in a buyer's mindset, and now all I need is your solution. That's the easy part. Everybody thinks sales is such a tough job because it's like, oh, we have to teach people about our product. Like, for kidding me? I have to know how to demo the product. I don't need you to demo anything. I need you to get people to accept, acknowledge, and agree that they have a problem, they need to do something about it. That's a tough job. Knocking on someone's door who's got a 7-year-old on their hip and food burning on the stove to say, I need to acknowledge that my house is ugly, it's dirty, I'm ruining my brick and my siding on my house, and I want to do something about it. That is a lot harder than saying I have chemical-free organic spray at this price. Oh, I counted, no offense, but I counted 12 windows times $20. That's not a difficult thing to do. Yeah.
The hardest part that I struggle on is like when you're doing the first cold connection. Like say you're cold calling and
Sure.
automatically people's guard is just up.
Of course.
They get that a lot. And like
Yep.
through, like, sometimes we'll ask questions and they'll just be like, no, I'm not interested. Like, is it
What kinds of questions?
good question? Like I'll be, for instance, we help property managers.
Is that a question?
No.
Okay,
I'm
you're just
giving
teeing it up.
context
Okay,
for
good.
what-
Okay, good.
So I'll come in and I'll be like, curious. Like we help students find housing. Curious, like how's it been filling your units this year, or like what's your recent process been like?
I am stepping into a meeting, Kyle.
Cool. Yeah. No, it makes sense that I'm.
You're gonna cold call me for a survey? What's your experience been with blank and blank? Who are you? And why do you deserve 1 second of my time and attention? You said, I'm Kyle. We help, which is what direction? Up. What's your experience been? Take 10 minutes. Let's just have a quick chat out of the blue with somebody you've never met. Any of you interested in that call? What do you care about? Yourselves? Why don't you open with a punch that takes the blinders off? Because the second that like my phone rang during this and I saw it was 833, I know that's spam. So my wall immediately went up and I was like, A, don't ever answer this. B, if I do for some reason answer it, I am on guard and I'm ready to get you off the phone as fast as possible. Okay, so the walls go up the second it's an unrecognized number and an unrecognized email and an unrecognized LinkedIn message and whatever you're using. The walls are already up.
So it punched me and instead saying like, hey, leasing is like super down.
Yes. Acknowledge this problem exists. I was looking at your guys' website, seeing blank, seeing tons of vacancy. I don't know if that's what you do, but what research can you do to go punch him and say, hey, accept that this is a problem in your world? So yeah, take the blinders off, knock the wall down, punch me, wake me up, help me get out of my rhythm of I'm just going about my day, about to step into a meeting, like reprioritize my day based on something that you know that I don't. The guy at Camping World reprioritized my bank account in 3 minutes and how much time I spent there. And yeah, he did. That was a cold call. It was face to face, it's different. But he walked out and cold called me and said, what are you doing? This is not safe. So that's your job, is to wake somebody up to reality. Good question. Cold calls are tough. I've made thousands of them. It's tough. Yeah.
I noticed a trend these days, like is it Trello or some other companies that they don't even have a sales team, where they just everyone's a sales team, and so these strategies are catching fire.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued to see what personality profile and how they're going about it. But yeah, I mean, how many of us?
Service sales.
Oh, for sure.
Secretary is sales.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that helps to bring that down so that everyone is in on declaring their love of this product.
Yeah. Love of the product to help me. That's where I get a little fuzzy around it, but I mean, yes, I agree. Everyone is in sales. That's my mantra. My book is directed to everybody without sales in their title. It's literally, there are chapters written